I mean, if you don't like the investor's face, don't take the investment.
Welcome to this special video. Yesterday I had the great opportunity to talk with Aleksander Kopač, entrepreneur and investor of Hooray Heroes. Hooray Heroes is a startup which provides and sells personalized books for small kids. And he also gave some great investors insights which I really want to share with you. So watch the whole video, give it a like and also subscribe for my channel. Aleksander, would you like to introduce yourself within some words to tell the audience who are you, where are you coming from, what are you doing?
Well, I originally come from Slovenia. However, now I live here in Austria, in Carinthia, Klagenfurt, where I have my startup sales offices company. That means that I'm dealing now with startups for roughly 1.5 years. Earlier, I was an entrepreneur. I had some other companies, and since we successfully exited one of the companies, I established first my own venture capital company, and later on, in addition, I founded also the company, the startup sales company, which is now based here in Klagenfurt.
Yeah, that's great. So you're originally coming from Slovenia, living now and working also in Austria and funding great startups. So would you like to tell us a little bit about your way? How did you get from zero to being a great investor now?
Well, I was always fond of being a businessman. I studied marketing at the University of Ljubljana, and I was always interested in this international sales. First I founded importing distribution company for outdoor sports products, and later on I came to the idea, why don't I found a company where we would not just import but where we would have a niche product but deliver it all over the most developed countries worldwide. That was something that I wanted to do. It took us 10 years, but after 10 years, so I founded a new company. It was sort of an IT company. Most of the people employed were programmers or from the IT world. I was still in charge of sales, of course, and managing the company, but at the end we sold successfully this company 2 years ago to a Dutch-American company, and with this money I established my own venture capital company that invested into 8 startups so far.
Wow, great! This is, I think, a huge process you did from having and dealing with a company to raise it, to scale it, and afterwards you sold it, I think, and you're now investing in great startups. So what's your purpose or passion? Why are you doing that? Why are you risking so much and doing these cool things? What's your inner why? I can maybe say like that.
it's a good question. People ask me, are you a gambler? When you want to deal with startups, and I say no. I've never been a gambler. I don't like gambling, but I do like new ideas. I do respect a lot founders who have normally these people, they have new ideas, they have vision, they want to do something better, nicer, sometimes cheaper. Definitely, I do believe I never liked selling Me Too products. I do believe into something new, and for this reason I do like startup world. However, of course, like every business, you must know what you are dealing with, and here there are two things. First, it's the product, and second, it's the founder and his or her team. So what I like at startups is that I don't look on them as something risky or problematic, but I like challenges, and what I do like is how to make this challenging workable, how to scale them.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I would like to mention where I put the book. Here it is. I would like to mention that Alex has invested in Hooray Heroes. I will put the link into the description. Hooray Heroes is a personalized project for children books. So you can put your kid's name here on the book, and it appears also in the book too. And you have a personalized story, and I think this is a really great idea. And you mentioned before that you are now conquering new markets, or trying to test it on new markets. And I wanted to ask you, what are the key or the core values you are looking out when you're searching for startup? Is it maybe the pitch? Is it the team? Is it the idea? Is it the technology? What are you watching out? What attracts you to go into this project and invest into that?
There are two things. First is the team, and the second is the product. Of course, most important part of the team are the founders. This is definitely the most important part. Product is just the second one. Why? Because if there is a very good founder, he or she can do pivoting so much time until coming to a very workable product. If you have a very good product but a poor founder or later on manager, this doesn't work for long. So founder first, team second, but team is built by a founder. That's very important.
Okay.
And then it's of course it's the product. It must be when talking about a product, there are at least three things that must be fulfilled. The first requirement is it must be disruptive. That means it must be something either better, either nicer, at least cheaper if there's nothing else, but especially better or nicer, more user-friendlier, whatever, than the existing products or services. This is, I think this is very important.
Okay. You said founder, team, product. Which skills are you searching when you talk with a founder? What are you watching out for? Which skills or which assets?
first, a founder, what I'm looking at the founder are, first, it must be a competitive founder. That means that she or he must have certain skills in order to build the product, and second, to build the team around it, third, to sell it, first in the native country and then abroad. Then very important is that this founder is willing to grow personally and business wise. What that means. I'm not just an investor who gives money to the company and then looks at the financial results once a month, because, as I said, I'm not a gambler. Now I've learned that, of course, each company is growing, and there are there are new and problematic issues occurring from day to day, and for bigger problems, I would say, challenges is a better word, I expect from the founders to contact me, that together we find the right or the best possible solution. And for this reason, it is important that the founder has just the right size of her or his ego. Mm-hmm. That means that it must be a person who has not a problem to say that there is a challenge, and that she or he is admitting that there can be a solution, but there also could be a better solution. So I don't expect from a founder to take over his managerial role, but I do expect from him or her that if there is a bigger challenge where she or he is not really sure what to do, that he's coming to Alpe-Adria, this is our company, and asking us, look, that's a challenge, these are the pluses, these are the minuses, I suggest for this solution to be done this way, what do you think? Mm-hmm. And then we sit down together and try to find the best solution
for all,
for all together, yeah. And for this reason, what I would say is, first, there are the competencies that a founder must have, and second, there must be a certain chemistry or certain. I must like the management of Alpe-Adria. We must like the founder, and on the other hand, they must
stick together.
We both must feel good when we sit down together. Doesn't matter, are we just drinking a beer or are we trying to find a good solution for the challenge that is currently addressing the company.
Alexander, I have read a lot of interviews and articles how investors think and how also founders think, and how many challenges there are, and there are some investors which say, send me your business plan, we will watch through and we will get in touch with you. Then there are other investors which say the opposite. They say, I'm interested in your pitch, I'm interested in your team, in your personality, similar to that what you said before. What are you thinking about business plans?
Well, they are also important. Why are they important? Because if we are only investing in the startups where we believe that within 3 to 5 years together we can build a company that is delivering to quite some of the countries, at least on 2 or 3 continents, and that is becoming globally recognized in its own niche market. Mm-hmm. That means that in 10 years we can build a global company of relatively bigger size. Mm-hmm. When getting a business plan, there we can see what is the vision of the founders, how ahead they are thinking of. And for us it is important also that we see first if they have a realistic plans, but second, if also these plans are big enough for us, that means that they are together with our help, they are able to build a global company within the next, let's say, 5 to 10 years.
Okay.
And so first it must be realistic, but second, their plans must be big enough for us that they don't stick to 1 or 2 or 3 countries, but they really think global. And when thinking global, it's also important that the turnover also grows significantly with enlarging the number of markets.
Yeah, now let's switch a little bit and make a change of the point of view. So we have talked now from your point of view as an investor. Mm-hmm. Now imagine the situation, you're a young founder, for example, 25 years old, they have a great idea, but you have no idea how this startup world and investing and venture capital world works. Mm-hmm. Can you give 1 or 2 advices to the audience? How can they identify that the person or the investor they're searching for is the right one for them?
Yeah. First, there must be certain chemistry both way. I mean, if you don't like the investor's face, don't take the investment, because you'll have to live to work with this person for the next couple of years, and it's like a sort of a marriage. I mean, this is very important. Work with people that you like them. Of course, every person has his own problems, and nobody is perfect. Neither the investors are, so this is normal. But don't accept investment just because of money. It's really important so that you like the person. Second, this investor must also be able. I wouldn't take just an investment. I would require smart investment. That means that the investor must offer you also some of his or her time in order to give you some advice for some important challenges. This is important. It's also great if this investor has some connections. So when you need whatever, that you can get also some doors to be opened by a phone call by the investor. Mm-hmm. So here I'm talking about smart money with a person that you like, that you are not afraid to call to, that you are not afraid to follow. I mean, this is very important.
I totally agree with you, and I think this is a really, really great advice also for you to hear from investors' opinion, how you can verify if this or that investor is maybe the right one for you. I really totally agree with you, yeah, and also with the team and all this stuff. I just have to say that Alex and me, we get together via the Slovene-Austrian Business Association, Slovenska zbornica. I will also put the link into the description too. And when we met first time, I can remember that you told me that you don't only give your investor, you give the investment, you give the contacts, you give your personal sweat and interest into the project.
Coaching when it's necessary.
Yeah, but you also have some kind of USP. I can remember you told me that you have your own sales force, something like that.
Yeah, actually, when I did the exit 2 years ago, when we sold our one of our previous companies, I was thinking a lot how to invest, where to invest my money. Okay, I have decided for a VC company. My idea was very simple, establishing a VC company, investing into 10 startups, and then reading financial reports once a month. That was the idea. That fortunately or unfortunately has been upgraded. That means that I realized very soon that founders normally are very smart people. These are brave people, and they have some knowledge. They know how to build a product. They built it. They even try to sell it first in their native town, country. Mostly they have problems with marketing issues, and they have problems how to expand their sales abroad.
Yeah.
And for this purpose, I decided to make Alpe-Adria-Region startup sales offices, a separate company from my venture capital company. And this startup sales offices company is now dedicated that before we do a new investment, we do first a test for the prospect, for the potential startup. So what we do, we have our own marketing department. Together with the founders, we improve what the startup already has in respect of website, web shop if they are selling online, their Facebook and other
corporate identity,
the whole corporate identity. If we need to change the logo or the slogan, or I mean even whatever is needed. So this first is to be fixed and to be upgraded to the level that we can then start selling for 1 to 3 months. Here we can do two things. If it's more business to customer product, we try to sell through our own online sales department in the German market, on the German market first. And second, if it's business to business, then we have some German-speaking sales reps here in Klagenfurt.
Sales representatives,
sales representatives who try to sell the products or services here in Austrian market.
Yeah.
And if this test is done successfully, then we can do financial due diligence, and we can see how much and under what conditions we can first invest, and what can we do also for the startup in order to help them sell not just in Austrian market but in other markets where we have sales offices too, like in Switzerland and Austria. We are going to open a fourth sales office on the east coast of the United States by the end of the year. So we want to give a full support, sales support, first marketing support and then sales support to the startup.
Yeah, I think this is a great keyword too. So if you are a founder or enthusiast with a great idea in the, I will say, in the Alpe-Adria region, I think you should get in touch with Aleksander. I will also put the link of his LinkedIn profile here into the description. Or if you maybe are a startup from abroad and you like to invest in Middle European countries, Alpvent, as the name says, they are located here in the Alps. And I would like to say thank you very much for giving so many insights of how investors think, yeah, and some great tips for you. So now it's your turn. Please like this video, share it so also other people can get the information, and give this video also a like, comment the video. If you have some questions, you can write it into the comments, and Alex and me, we will answer the questions. Yeah, and finally subscribe for my channel, and that's it. Thanks you for hearing and being with us, and till soon. Bye bye.